Thinking about it.
Hey guys, well, welcome to the Brooke Cerda talk show with your hostess, Brooke Cerda Guzman. Today is Thursday, February 7th. I got a month. I got a 1 month trial subscription at Netflix, and I just kind of like, yeah, I mean, it's not my thing, just because it's free. I got it because I wanted to see this alleged, Mexican movie. I say alleged because, you know, um, I don't really think, well, it's just like, I don't think the director and, especially the director is very Mexican, whatever that means. Is more, and I was right. The movie was very Eurocentric. It was like just kissing ass to the United States audience. Like start with like all these close-ups of a car. I think it was a Cadillac, some Cadillac, from the 70s, and all these, quote unquote American shit that it was like, you know, I don't know. So anyway, so I'm watching right now. What I wanted to talk right now. Yeah, I know it's been a long time. I miss you too, but uh, it is what it is. I just, I don't have a lot of time left. I mean, after I do my research and stuff on Mexican Twitter, and then I do a video, like, you know, 3, 4 times a week. I don't know. So, I mean, this is what I saw. This is what I see. And the reason I'm doing this, I say, I gotta record this shit because, it's just like, I never really even heard about that there was even a documentary about this, um, the Chris Brown, Welcome to My Life. And, I don't know what day, what year was it made from, I don't know. So, but I just, first of all, I thought because what I enter when I did the search, they don't really have a lot of great stuff. That's my opinion. And so I did concerts. I wanted to just unwind, relax, and just a fucking concert. And I thought it was like whatever, as long as it's not white. And it's just like shit, everything was white. So I saw this. I thought it was a concert. I thought it was gonna be a concert and say welcome to my life. I thought it was like, well, maybe like a concert, with you know, with documentary segments, like whatever. So it's not. And it's not. It is straight up documentary. And so I was very glad that I picked it because I thought it's like, it's just like, I mean, I don't know. I just think I'm too old to be watching Chris Brown. So, but I'm glad that I did because, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it until like 5 minutes ago, 8 minutes, I don't know. So when it came out about, the incident with Rihanna, and I was like, and I knew that was gonna happen, and I started thinking to myself, I started thinking like, yeah, because he had this song that I love, that that he's just like fed up, he's been going out of his way to to get back on, not on top, but just to be like a human being, you know. It's not the you know, I mean, like, crackers are the devil, and they don't even get they don't even get a fraction of what Chris Brown got. And they've been like multiple genocidal whatever, massacres, mm, you name it, poisoning your food, genetically modified food that actually end up destroying our nervous system and our joints, and making us volatile. So all that shit, you know, that, but crackers don't, you know, every time if I say even the word crackers, and somebody's gonna be like, oh, you know, don't hate. It's like, I ain't hating. It's just like, you know, what am I gonna say? I have nothing good to say. I mean, it would be stupid to be like to the devil. I mean, like, I mean, if you think they are not, so I mean, how you explain, you know, how they just continue to destroy countries, you know, like they have, you know, entirely, you know, South America, the whole Latin America practically starving, and a handful of motherfuckers, they got all the fucking wealth and the resources in these countries. Yeah, of course they're puppets. So they don't get any shit. I mean, not even the orange bastard, whatever. Not even, you know. So, but Chris Brown, he got like, you know, and you know, at that time, you know, I was still even like more like inside the matrix, and now I'm a little bit less. So, so I saw, you know, I saw the pictures, and I saw it's like, yeah, it's just like, yeah, fucking, you know, this and that, and it's just like, you know, and you know, I, yeah, I don't know if it's that shit is contagious, but I was there too. Well, in my head, I didn't tell nobody. I don't think I told them. I really don't. I mean, like I said, I'm not going to be talking about Chris Brown. I'm old, you know. It's just like, I just like, you know, it's not appealing to me. It's just not appealing at all. You know, like, you know, maybe 55, you know, maybe even my age, 53, you know, maybe even 50 years old. That's it. I don't think I can. You got to be a very mature 45. But so no. I think he's very talented. I always say that he is my Michael Jackson. So I don't know, because I never really felt, you know, I admire his talent and everything, music, you know, rhythm and stuff. But no, I mean, like my Michael Jackson is Chris Brown. And I remember when he did the tribute to Michael Jackson, like he again, you know, he got so much shit, like, oh please, whatever, you know, it's just profiting, cashing in, and you know, all this shit, you know. It's like, so now I'm watching this, you know, and like I say, I was thinking to myself, I was thinking, so when it comes to talk about that incident, I say it's going to be perfect if they just play that song, you know, and about, you know, like he is like not gonna put up with that shit no more, something like that. The song, um, but it didn't. It didn't. It felt like it went really quick into that. Right now, I'm like 45 minutes into it. Yeah, it felt like, I guess it was like, I don't know, barely 30 minutes of the movie, barely. And there's been 15 minutes talking about the incident, at least. So yeah, that was disappointing. I just really felt like it was going to showcase his talent, not, some incident, so feminist shit, or, like, I don't know. It just like, I didn't really, I think. But so, and like I say, if they was going to do it just with a song, because in that song, he's playing how he feels now. So I think that should be enough about that incident. So, but I guess, he's black, so I guess they have to make a big fuss out of, all the negative or whatever. So, I'm gonna say I'm a little nervous because I don't know, because I'm gonna get a lot of pushback. And, so he started talking about it and starts saying, how at one point, they would say they're fighting, and physically fighting, and he said that he will end up with scratches in his face and bruises. So it's like, I thought, like, right there it should have been like, whoa, that should have been like the whole thing. Why would Rihanna be doing that, fighting, you know with her hands with a man? And I started thinking about myself, and it's not the first time I think about that. It's actually, by the way, I used to be like a organizer. I was trying to organize my community into just something. It's like maturity or whatever. Hopeless. My community is hopeless. So, and I give up and everything. So it's like, I'm losing my train of thought. Shit. So, oh yes. So I used to be that. The organizing activist, whatever they call it. So, and so I quit, like, it's gonna be 2 years, something, so, and after I quit, then I'm thinking about the past. Sometimes I think about the past, and I think about, because especially, like, it's been like a lot of, like, feminism shit in the media and stuff. So it kind of like forces you to talk about that. I don't know. Not to talk about that, but to think about that. So I remember that I can remember so far at least 3 occasions that I could have died. And yeah, I've been thinking about those 3 occasions the past year. So, I'm sorry, I was reading the note over there. So, so I was thinking, these 3 incidents, I could have died. I got so, yeah, I think it's at least 3 times. Yeah, I'm thinking about it all the time. So, and for the past year, I've been thinking, what the fuck got into me? In order for me to be yelling at a man, and I was daring these motherfuckers to beat me up. I was. Those 3 times, people had to come and get me and remove me because I was yelling at the top of my lungs. And, so the only thing I can think is just feminism that somehow got into me, and, just be, that's not daring, that's suicidal. That's suicidal. It's like, it's like, I don't know, me trying to I don't know, to poke a tiger or a lion, it's like fucking suicidal. And imagine the tiger get pissed off. That's it. That's it. It's just like, you know, I know I'm exaggerating, men don't have the strength of a lion, but they should have a lot of strength. They should have a lot of strength. So, it's like one of the things that, also I can never been able to get out of my head is that image of this football player and seeing, his Dominican girlfriend. And you can see that it was arguing, and just like, and then all of a sudden he punched her once, and that's it. She was knocked out. Yeah, he dragged her literally out of the elevator, and which, I mean, that's another story, but I mean, it's not included in this because, by then, you know, anybody should have been a little bit more calm as to not to drag somebody on the floor. So, but no, but it was just like, I was like, damn, and I know somebody who lost their teeth. I don't want to say who, but with one punch, broken jaw and teeth, one punch from a man. I don't know. This is supposed to say men, but man is plural. So I don't know. This language is really weird. Let's say man. So yes, I mean, I think about those, at least those 3 times, me yelling at this man. I mean, like 2 of them, there was cops, fucking cracker ass cops, taller than me, with guns. And I'm like, I know my rights. It's just like, I was like, what the fuck possessed me? For what? And for what? So I'm glad that I had these moments of clarity, and to say, like, now I say that shit is scary. That shit's scary because, and I'll tell you why. You're gonna say, like, no, that's that I am, you know, I don't know, for feminism, what would be? It's not cooning, right? um I don't know, whatever you're gonna say, criticize me, maybe that I'm horny, whatever, which I have not been horny like in 2 months. Haven't had sex, so there goes that. So no, it's just I don't know. So yeah, I've been thinking about those 3 incidents for a year already. I'm just realizing that. I mean, sinking in for a year. I mean, not every time, not every month, but like every 2, 3 months, it come back again. It's just like, I think, what the fuck was I thinking? I could have just been punched just once, fall on my head, fuck me up, whatever, just, this shit is scary. But, so, okay, so I was going to tell you why. Now I'm remembering. It's not anything. Because we don't do nothing to raise, as a society, to raise men into be equanime. ¿Cómo se dice equanime? How you say equanimity? How you say equanimity? To be equanimic. You know what I'm talking about, so you understand. So to be even compassionate, to be empathetic, to be kind and nurturing, we don't do that as a society. We don't. We don't do that. Especially not Chris Brown's generation. I don't think, he got to see, like, or an education who would have prompted, who would have prompted him, who would have caused him to grow up to be Buddha. I think he was 21, 20. I don't know when this incident happened. I think he was 21. No, I think he was 20 years old. So a 20-year-old, first of all, which is like loaded with hormones still and whatnot. And, well, he confessed in this documentary, practically, he confessed that, no, he said it actually. He said it with all the letters. He said it that they've been fighting, not arguing, fighting. He said it literally. He said, I don't like it because, I have to do an interview. I have to red carpet, whatever bullshit. And I don't want to be over there with a scratch on my face or with a black eye or something. A black eye. Why do they call it black eye? So right there, I think Chris Brown should not have been judged the way he was judged. Because as a society, we are a violent society. We really not raising it's a very, very ancient, saying from Africa, it takes a village, to raise, a child, a man, into a man, to a woman, a whole village. And a lot of times, unfortunately, the parents, they got to be at work. And even if they are at home, now they're watching television. So can you imagine watching television? I'm so glad that, we didn't have television when I was growing up. So, yeah, that's it. It was like, in that sense, that the movie Roma, the one I was telling you at the beginning, was right, but I mean, they had a lot more television in Mexico City. We got black and white channels in my hometown. We used to get 2 channels from Mexico City and other 2 channels from Guadalajara. And that was it. So now they got all these freaking channels. They're getting targeted. I was reading in the Final Call, this last week's Final Call, they said that they targeting kids. I mean, not, you're supposed to say kids, right? Children and young millennials, with a lot more commercials. They were sorting it out. And it's like they play the most commercials and the most destructive ones, especially those with Monster or Red Bull, all that bullshit that's pure poison. And that's very mood altering shit. And who don't be like walking, I mean, I hope it stopped because that shit was awful. To do all this Red Bull shit and Four Loko. First of all, Four Loko, the size is just too much, or that's for like 5 people right there. So anyway, so there is that. I mean, which alone, it was like, I'm shocked. I haven't done a video in English in how long? So I just came for this shit because I'm shocked that, this poor man had to go through that shit. 5-year probation. That's what they were saying. I was like, and they wanted to give him jail time. And they like, wow. And my second thing that shocked me the most was Rihanna. She didn't speak up. That's either petty or, I don't know, it's mentally sick or mentally ill. I don't know what to say. How you gonna see? I mean, well, she might have been too young to know, what happened to a lot of black men in this country. But I really feel like she should have spoke up. She should have said like, "Hey, we was fighting. We just do that. We fight with the hands. We fight with the hands. And yes, sometimes we get carried away." And he ended up, like you say, with scratches and bruises. And that day, it was Rihanna. Yes, it was excessive. I'm not gonna say it was not excessive, but I saw her face and I hated it. I still do. I still hate it. But I don't know. A few men told me that they just, they just like, it's gonna be really hard, if somebody is fighting them like a man, it's extremely hard for them not to respond like a man. I mean, essentially historically, it's been, a lot about their honor, their reputation, their dignity in society. I mean, in in what's it called? In past times, that would have been even been a reason for the family to not to talk to you no more. If you as a man and you was to let go, let's say that word, not to let somebody, yes, to let somebody beat you up, especially somebody weaker than you, yeah, the family will be embarrassed and ashamed. So they will ask you to leave. Yeah, leave the house, because that shit, it was like, until you redeem yourself, you gotta be like, because I mean, obvious reasons. Who wanna have somebody, in my family, we got somebody. We used to get somebody. I cannot talk about that. But it was an uncle who was getting beat up by his wife. And nobody was allowed to talk about it. Nobody's allowed to talk about it. And it's very embarrassing. And, nobody wanna, So I'm like, I'm pissed right now at Rihanna. She could have spoke up. She could have spoke up, it's just like, because that's the way they fight. I don't think he was lying when he said they fight even in public places before. I don't think he was lying. He just said that. So I don't know. I myself, I never fought. I never fought with my hands in my life. So do I need to learn? Most likely. But at the same time, I just don't. And I feel like a lot of the people who ever met me, they get that impression from me, that I'm not gonna be, you know, I'm not gonna be going to fist or slaps or whatever, So no, 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 no. And that's you know, there were some good things my mother taught me. So I have to be thankful to her, grateful to her, whatever you say that. So because she always told us this. I'm just realizing I learned it from her and from her mom. Yeah, especially obviously her mom was the one who taught her. Her mom taught us. So my grandma. So yeah, I mean, like my grandma always used to say that never come to blows. Obviously she didn't speak English, but don't fight, don't fight like that. Yeah, that's where I got it from. That's where I got it from. I was like, now I'm like tired of like, I don't know. You're gonna say my grandma was wrong? I don't think so. I don't think so. I agree with what the mother said. The mother said, like no matter what, you should anybody should walk away. Never hit nobody. Nobody. No one. I agree with her. But what are we doing to produce men of that caliber? That's my question. When all they see on television is violence, all they hear in the music and the music videos, and the police is the worst. The police terror, the police brutality. So, and mind you, there's no mental health because a lot of people are terrified to see any healthcare, period, for obvious reason. Now I'm getting sleepy. I spoke my piece. I'm glad that I didn't jump on Chris Brown because, I didn't have all the information, but I suspected, there was something going on. And no, I'm not going to say that, oh, yeah, Rihanna is violent. Rihanna's is no. I love Rihanna too. I think she's one of the most talented, most beautiful, most, everything. Poised, everything, personality, glamour, anything you want. And, but this is the only thing I have to say about her. That's not funny. That's not cool to let another black man get in the system like that. And you could just say it, it's like, we used to fight like that before. And, I'm just like, I don't know. Like I say, I'm done. Till next time, leave commentary. Let me know, so I can gauge myself.